This is so much.
Oh, come on.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, nice jump.
Oh,
Very, very nice jump. But why did we never notice that? Because it's pretty obvious if you see it now.
I have no clue.
I'm learning so much about our own game right now. I will be so much better in multiplayer from now on. Like,
Do you think you can hit them?
hi, I'm Daniel from Megagon Industries. With me are Anna and Jan. My part on the game, I'm the creative director. I did some of the levels as well, lots of UI design and a little bit of programming. And otherwise, with Anna together, we are doing lots of the design part of the game.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm the game director. I did a lot of the design with Daniel. Also did like a good chunk of the levels and generally like everything design related. I guess for this game is kind of touched by me at least once.
Hi, I'm Jan. I'm probably the technical director, I would say. I did work a lot on animations, on the core physics, core game loop basically, and everything technical-wise here and there, jumping between a lot of different topics.
Talking about jumping, that was already crazy.
Yeah, I think it's insane to me that he's gonna do it under 1 minute. Like, in all the time we developed this trail, we never did it under 1 minute until we had the demo out. And then one of our colleagues, he is into speedrunning and saw that people were doing it under 1 minute, was like, okay, I need to do this now.
Yeah. And I still haven't done it.
Me
Like,
neither.
I tried it so many times.
No chance for me. I'm okay, I guess, at the game, but not that level.
Okay. So I think he's doing blue and black slope
Yeah.
after another.
And interesting that he did the normal trail mostly for section 1, because I think during the demo there was a shortcut there that was a pretty long jump that we then saw in the speedrun community going around.
I think I love these like 24 consecutive trails speedruns, because it's not only about like the fastest route, it's about also like the safest route. So what can you pull off with some kind of certainty?
Yeah, the risk and reward really comes in. It's so
no one
insane to see somebody so in control in this game. Maybe I'm not enough in the speedrunning community then, but like full run would mean like no crashing one full run, or just the fastest times?
The fastest time.
Okay.
This is just the fastest time.
Okay.
But I think the way the game works
Yeah.
is you probably need to do. Oh, holy shit. Okay.
I don't think I have ever seen that one, to be honest. I don't know if it's very basic.
I mean, in general, I feel more prepared than last time, I think, because I mean, we saw a lot of speedruns over the years in downhill.
And I think when you made downhill, that was way more of a surprise how much it took the speedrunning community by storm a little bit.
Yeah, I think when we designed the levels this time, we kind of knew that people will do very crazy things. But on the other hand, it also meant like we didn't even try to like make it all with just the path that we designed.
Yeah.
Because you already know that people will break it anyway.
Yeah. I think when I did my first level for downhill, then after it got released, saw a speedrun, and the first speedrun took a path that went fully on the backside of the mountain, that wasn't decorated at all, that was like fully camera clipping in, never intended to be seen by any player. I was like, okay, yep, this is the community I'm now designing levels for. These are
Okay.
I think it's also so satisfying to just see them doing it so smoothly.
It's incredible. Like if like really these like smooth runs.
Yeah.
They're kind of like work of art, I think.
Absolutely. And I think that is something that.
Okay.
Damn. Okay, I hadn't seen that depth.
I was just about to ask, do you think we'll see death drops?
Yeah, I had a look at the older episode, and they were like, yeah, the thing we never anticipated. We're calling it death drop. Like,
Yeah.
that's where it came from.
Yeah, maybe for everyone who's like listening for the first time. So we had this kind of thing that developed in downhill that people started doing these death drops. So that means they jump into a checkpoint, they crash at the checkpoint, but the time still counts because it's really, really hard to find like a functional way to avoid that. So you can still do the same thing in SnowRiders, but we were so sure that we designed the levels in a way that it's impossible to do. Like we tried it 1,000 times. We went through every checkpoint. We checked it from every angle to see if it's possible or not. And we were pretty sure that we caught them all.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, it took like, I mean, this time I think it took like 2 weeks till people found them. But yeah.
And I mean, one big difference is also in the team, we do have people who are actually really into speedrunning.
Yeah.
While in the original team, it was not really that much.
I think it was more or less the first time that we got into contact with the speedrunning scene.
Yeah.
Back in the days. But yeah. So yeah, we really tried our best. We really thought we caught all the best drops. I don't know, we added like ceilings and roofs over checkpoints where we thought, okay, it might be possible to hit them, but yeah. Didn't work again. Maybe it was the next game.
Yeah, I think as long as we are doing these kinds of games, we can just make a check on that and just accept that it is the way it is.
It's crazy, like when you're like really fast, you're doing these very small adjustments. This is so hard to do because it's so easy to accidentally jump a little bit and then you
I have
at least it wasn't a death drop.
that one.
Okay, nice.
I didn't know that was possible, honestly.
I'm really looking forward to the canyon trails because I mean, I played those a lot, and I feel like I know most of what we've seen before. Not everything, but most. But with canyon, I feel like
and also
there's so much more potential.
With the canyon trails, I feel like because the level design is really vertical, so there's a lot of paths going below each other basically. So there's a lot of potential for just dropping down way more than in these trails.
So what was the order again we built them? We built Chile 3 was the very first trail we
Which
built.
isn't Chile 3.
Yeah, because we don't call them Chile anymore.
Which is yeah. No. Oh my god. Okay, we don't know our biome names. Yes, the second biome we built first. Two trail, like the second and third trail first. The third trail on the second biome is the first trail ever to exist, I guess. Or like, we did a lot of test levels and stuff, but yeah. And then this trail that we're playing right now is the first one that Juan, our other level designer, did.
True.
So it's one of the earliest that we ever had in the game.
I'm learning so much about our own game right now. I will be so much better at multiplayer from now on. Like,
do you think you can hit them that smooth?
I mean, leaving the cave. I think I've never used that way.
Really?
No.
Oh, that's very much intended and like.
Yeah, okay, but also in the normal way, and then going.
And then did the awkward curve. Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah.
I mean, some of them are not that hard in terms of pulling them off. So they're really hard to find. Like, I'm really wondering like how long it took him to actually find these.
Yeah, he has to be like has to have played them so many times and be so precise with that. Because now, even like when we have been testing trails that I didn't design, I have to then like find the trails that like Juan or you designed, right?
Not speedrunning related,
No.
but I think that's still one of the most beautiful views in the game. I really like this with the lighting and the lake and the reflection.
Well,
what? Okay.
I think he's still gonna do it. He didn't. Yeah.
Okay.
That is such a smart shortcut that I never ever thought was possible.
I'm always doing this like turn around, and then I'm thinking like, okay, it's not worth doing that shortcut anymore.
Also, that is like he just took from the black slope. That shortcut is a black slope exclusive normally.
Well,
That is not intended at
actually,
all.
what's really nice about this kind of speedrun is that it's not like grinding one trail over and over again, but it's like having something that is consistent. And that's also really valuable for multiplayer, because multiplayer is all about consistency and like not crashing a lot, trying over and over again. But
I'm sure he's also dominating multiplayer with that kind of skill. The big jump in the end is always
Could have
so
done
nice.
like a grab just for like some style points.
Style. I think when you're that focused on trying to do it fast, style kind of goes out the window a little bit.
It's so quick that I don't see which skis he's choosing, which would also be interesting.
I think it's Viper.
It's Viper most of the times, right? Is it always Viper?
I'm not sure. I'm just saying Viper because Viper and Cheetah are the only ones that have the curved sticks.
Ah, yeah.
And
Both, yes.
yeah, that's how I can decipher them a little bit. To be honest, that's a lot different from downhill, right? It's the bikes were so much more visible and had like a little bit more character, I guess, than visually than the skis now.
I think the difference is that the bikes had this at least very distinctive kind of paint jobs. It were always the same. And now because you have much more freedom in how you want to customize your character, it means it's also a little bit harder to see which skis are choosing.
Yeah, that's true. That shortcut seems like really powerful, but seems to be at least if it's hard for him to take it consistently, I'm sure it's really hard to take.
But that's also always my favorite way, making that jump.
Yeah, that's good.
also I do like it when you come from the right down there.
Yeah, it's kind of really mesmerizing. I find it sometimes hard to say something because I'm so like enchanted a little bit by how smooth he's doing it, by how much control and with precision he's going through the levels.
Yeah, especially really like these small turns and not crashing afterwards in the small jumps, which can happen pretty easily if you turn too much.
Also about doing the grabs, if he's going for best times, the grabs do make you slower because they make the jump a little bit longer.
Just saying, he took 12 minutes for all blue and black slopes on the first mountain. It's like, what, minute 30 on average?
That's insane.
And I would say normally people, it's more like half an hour or an hour even that people normally take for that. Probably even longer if you're not that accustomed to the game.
Yeah, I mean, he must have played it for a long time to be this good, but like, it's amazing.
I mean, it's only out in 6 weeks.
True.
Actually taking the time, nice.
Yeah. If you take it well, it does shape off quite a time. It's just like because you don't see yourself, it's kind of tricky. I mean,
here again, like lots of tiny corrections.
Yeah, totally. Doing the big jump, nice.
Wow.
Okay. I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh, really?
I knew that you can jump to the left, but I didn't know that you could actually jump over the whole lake.
I think that one is not even an accident. But
Oh,
I think Juan designed that one.
Sorry. How long it took for me to find that shortcut?
No, the lake one is that is crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, again, that's black slope, right?
Yeah, that's black slope.
Are you serious?
That's sad. That's just the terrain working against you.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, I guess you probably really have to hit it between these like two very small hills.
Yeah.
To make that.
Now he's taking the more safe route. That's the I guess intended route a little bit.
But that also means that there's probably still potential for like a better world record if you would have done that.
Yeah, totally. But that seemed really like tricky to control. Also because you get such a high speed at that point with the jump and the slope down there. I mean, the terrain is not that like it obviously threw him off a little bit, but like I think if you would have been slower, it would have probably could have been fine or better to control. But you have such a high speed at that point that it gets really hard. But he's just making it look super easy. So
And here you can see how important it is to avoid the jumps. As that actually slows you down quite a lot.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, jumps are really fun, but really you really need to see if it is worth it to take them time-wise. I think that is also something that we really learned with the ongoing, like while going through the trails. In the beginning, we built jumps often as shortcuts and then realized that they are almost never shorter actually if you're just taking the path well.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the biggest learnings from downhill, because in downhill you always pretty much through sprinting you get the same speed. But because here speed is so much depending on like using the terrain wisely to like gain momentum, it's often faster to take the longer way because you get more speed in the end and more momentum than doing these like very shortcuts, but they slow you down because you have to take a hard turn. So it's sometimes it's actually faster to stay on the main route.
Ooh, the
Oh,
best
having
time
best
for
time.
him. Nice.
Whoops.
Yeah, I think that's also when I looked at the video. The speedrun at that point didn't like at all mostly take the normal paths. Like it was almost always a shortcut or a jump or something like that. And at least looking here, he's taking the main path quite a lot, I would say, in comparison at least. Where it just makes sense to like smoothly ride and take the speed with you.
Also one of my favorite like lighting situations in the game.
Yeah.
I think this trail looks so good.
Yeah, it got really beautiful. It was one of my like least favorite for a while because I had such a hard time designing it. I don't know, I kind of got stuck with it a little bit. Then, but in the end, I think it turned out nice. I think I just have a personal gripe with it.
It was the first trail where we ever used ice in the game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, he's taking that one. Okay. Hi. Really, the otter way is faster. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe because the water slows you down so much if you don't jump over it.
Yeah, I think that probably when you reach the other side, you're very slow in comparison to when you jump.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the jump over the water is only there in Black Slope, I think. So, I think that ramp is a obstacle that gets loaded in for that. The light shafts are super nice there with the foggy exterior.
Nice. I really also like the parts in the game where you actually have to brake to be quicker. Like, because most racing games, it's like, okay, who brakes loses. But here it's actually like sometimes hitting the brakes allows you to take the better ways.
Yeah, totally. Because I thought when he like dropped down there, I thought he was gonna probably crash because I crashed it, not because I'm too fast.
Oh, nice jump. Very, very nice jump. Okay.
Here also, if you're too fast, you will immediately hit the like more horizontal stuff.
I totally forgot that this shortcut exists.
Mm.
Because I also you have so much speed that normally you just shoot over it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to remember that it's actually there.
Yeah, and also it's also one that is blocked on the blue slope. So on the blue slope you can only go straight.
That's the first trail we ever did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the first trail we ever did.
That's why we also kind of like hit it in the middle of the game.
Very deliberate decision to not start with the beginning
That
edge.
is a learning from downhill.
Yeah.
Because on downhill, I mean, you can see that the first mountain is basically the first mountain we built, and they kept improving like in quality. But not everybody plays the whole game,
Mm.
so it's actually nice to start with also
Yeah,
something
and I
nice.
think now I mean, it wasn't the last trail we built, the first trail on Tannenstein, but it was one of the latest ones where we actually had all the tools, more of the experience and knowledge.
Yeah, I think we built it earlier than we wanted to initially because we realized we need to test the tutorial more and
Sure,
test the
yeah.
first user experience for that. But we had the third and fourth trail of Tannenstein, these two, and I think the fourth trail of Monte Guanaco was already in production.
Mm.
I think Juan was working at it on it at the time. And then all the canyon ones we did after that, I think. But yeah, I think it helped a lot because we were learning so much about how we are building these trails in the beginning that it made a lot of sense to not start.
Especially also how the black slopes evolved. Because I mean, for this one, the black slope is more or less like a very light, but it's a very light variation on the normal route, on the blue slope.
A lot of
And
times.
I mean, the later trails, they kind of, the slope feels like trails on their own. I mean, they sometimes even run completely different ways.
Yeah, on this
I
one.
hate this jump. Like, I absolutely, it's one of the jumps I hate in the game.
But
I have no idea how he does it
did
because
well.
yeah, but for me, like I hit it like every 20th time or something, and I'm like, it's probably one of the jumps where I crash the most in the game.
Crazy. I don't, but maybe that is then the I have designed this
maybe
jump, so I know how to do
maybe that's the level designer benefit.
I think that is one of the curves where so many people crash because you have to take the curve to do the water riding, and that is a rather hard challenge actually.
I mean, it became easier. The beginning when we first played the trail, like the block out and everything, it was really hard.
Yeah.
I said, I really hated the cone because I always ended up in the water.
Yeah. Ooh, we're gonna see the spiral soon.
Oh, I want to know how he takes the spiral.
Yeah. See?
Really?
Immediately. Never seen that. Okay. I think that could be.
It was like, okay, I'm gonna try it once. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna take the safe route.
But I think maybe if you have faster skis, that's possible because you just needed a little bit more speed.
It is possible.
Yeah.
I've seen it before, but
okay.
It's really, really hard.
Yeah. I'm so curious at what the total time is going to be in the end.
So it was 12 minutes for the first mountain. He's now at 23. Okay, so second mountain probably a little bit more, which makes sense because I think in general the trails are a little bit bigger than the Tannenstein trails.
I think at that point we didn't have the rule of the first trail is always 5 sections. So the first trail of Monte Guanaco has.
Okay, the spiral.
Crouching away.
Good.
The spiral is evil.
The spiral is evil. Especially if you're on screen-based controls. It's so much harder on screen-based controls.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because on left-right, you mostly have to press left because it's a consistent curve, more or less. Oh,
I never play with left and right controls.
Me neither. I can't. My brain is not working with that. But I talk to Aria, our QA manager, a lot, and she does it, I think, with the first controls. It's like,
Yeah, but
works
she can also beat us all with mouse and keyboard.
yeah. Aria is just insane. But also, her job is playing the game a lot. So
Yeah.
she got really, really
Nice.
good at it.
Okay,
Yeah.
taking a shortcut here. Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, if you take it, you shave off so much time. If you take it well.
I've seen so many people struggling
Yeah.
with that last bit.
It is insanely hard and kind of mean to do it right at the end.
Mhm.
To have a jump that leads through water is a little bit mean.
Okay. Last slope of the mountain. So how many crashes do we have now? 4 overall, I think.
Maybe? I'm not sure. Like, definitely not more than 10. So
No,
it's like-
way less.
What is really impressing is if you have to focus for this whole time, and the game really demands like full focus. You can't just play it on the side or something or look at your phone or anything. It's just pure focus. And for such a long time, doing all the trails,
I would probably be like sweating like hell sitting there. Like,
Absolutely.
it doesn't really count as death drop.
No, he crashed afterwards.
But I mean, you can't really survive it.
no.
Through the waterfall.
Oh, he doesn't take the jump. Right.
I think the jump is actually
Yeah.
lower, to be honest. It's there for style points, not for speed.
Oh,
What?
what? Okay.
Oh.
That makes total sense that you can do that, but why did we never notice that? Because it's pretty obvious if you see it now.
I have no clue.
What?
I think our brain will just like, oh yeah, it's a rock, you can't go there.
Maybe.
Could have been a worse death.
Oh man.
But it's crazy. I mean, the game is now when we're recording now, the game has been out for like 6 weeks, something like that.
Around.
And to already be so incredibly good in the game
Yeah.
within 6 weeks. I mean, because we played it, 4 years? I mean, of course, in different development,
Yeah.
but in the end, like, I would say probably like 1.5 years with the kind of final physics. I mean, there were still iterations on it, but they were kind of like,
But they were not
so
that.
even after 1.5 years, we're probably not
No
years
chance.
after 6 weeks.
No chance. I really like designing canyon trails. They are, because the canyon trails are less, let's say, naturally formed in a way. They are much more plateauy than other mountains. You can do much more technical level design in a way that would not feel natural on a different biome. And it was really fun to do.
And I really love the Dune reference that Anna put in the background.
Yeah.
The other Anna, one of the other Annas.
Our company has 3 by now, so we have to specify. Ooh, new best time, nice. I didn't know that worked. Makes sense. Oh, he's not taking the shot clip that I thought he
he's
would. Interesting.
Nice little jump.
That looked very smooth.
And I mean, it's the thing that like it's shaving off a few seconds here and there, what actually makes for the world record at the end.
Yeah, totally. I thought there's a shortcut right to the right of the checkpoint. That is pretty powerful, but pretty hidden. But maybe it's in the end not actually faster than what he just did.
Or maybe it's too risky.
Maybe.
I mean, that's also a thing.
I don't know.
Nice.
Hmm. Like this part. I mean, maybe I'm surprised, but I feel like this part doesn't have that many big shortcuts besides the one that drop here. It's a little bit more linear than the upcoming sections. I think that also the bridge jump is something that we still struggle with to this day.
I mean, something you have to align really perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you can
I
see,
always jump down to the left, and I don't know why.
you can definitely see that like the canyon trails, they are way more technical in some part than the other trails we have in the game.
Okay.
Okay. But that means if you tried it, that means there must be a way to survive it, which
Probably. Yeah. Is he gonna do it again? No.
Ooh.
I think he was aiming for the same path that he did before. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Like, I mean, maybe if you drop down, if you hit one more thing on the way down, don't have enough fall height to crash.
yeah, or maybe if you land on the snow on the cliffside, maybe that gives you enough landing space.
I don't know.
I mean, in theory, we should probably know it.
We should maybe, but also like
This trail.
it's Jan's favorite trail in the whole game.
It's my trail. I designed it. Do you want to say something bad about my trail?
No.
It's a very easy trail. I made it deliberately easy.
After we like simplified it 3 times.
Yeah, I just complained too much.
Fair also. I think it made the trail better.
I'm so happy that he took the shortcut outside because no one is taking that, and like it took forever to design.
Okay.
Nice.
But I think it's one of the funnest ones to watch because it has so many jumps and like tricky situations and cool environment with the like ribcage bridge coming up and stuff. I mean, maybe we're not gonna see it because he's taking it.
Which also no one very nice. Yeah, nice.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay. Yeah, I'm learning a lot.
And okay, you've taken that one.
Interesting.
I should take notes.
I mean, hopefully, if the video comes out, we can all just practice constantly.
I mean, the thing is, there's so many shortcuts, and the levels are so big that it's really hard to just remember all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes if you play levels over and over again, then you fall back into like old habits of just, oh, no, I know.
And I think in multiplayer, there's also this point, like even if you've done the same path 1,000 times and you know how to do it and you can easily pull it off in single player, it's still like because you're so much.
Oh, come on.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
I could have probably just skipped designing this whole section and have everything else. I could
little
just
bit.
stay here, just jump down here, things over.
But yeah, I think also in multiplayer, suddenly you're crashing out on stuff that you really know how to do just because you're like pressuring yourself because people are around you.
Also, I think.
Ah, nice. Oh, I'm so proud of him. He's taking all the good shortcuts.
I never take that one. I kind of forgot it existed.
Yeah.
Now the whole world knows about it.
Yeah. No, we're never gonna win in multiplayer again in our own game because they're all gonna take the good tips.
What? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, he's skipping the whole section.
Yep.
That's nice.
Good for him, I guess.
Bad for the section.
He's still not taking the jump.
Okay, interesting.
I thought he
I
would
would
go
have
left.
thought, yeah, I would also would have thought that going to the left.
I mean, if
okay,
you're
but
doing
okay,
that,
yeah.
then obviously it's
Then you
very
can also stay on the right. That makes sense. Yeah.
makes sense.
It looks so easy.
Yeah,
Mm.
it looks incredibly easy and smooth and cool. And then you're doing it yourself and are constantly failing. That's this section where he's going right now is the fastest path. And when Juan and I worked to simplify this trail, we were testing which shortcut is the fastest. We were really surprised that it's basically more or less the main path with one cut corner.
Yeah.
That is where we really realized how long jumps were actually taking, because all the shortcuts are jump
And that's
shortcuts.
really a problem because like kind of like you design it on paper and you make like all the sketches and you know that it's like, okay, this one is 25 meters and this one is 10 meters, so it must be shorter. But then you actually play it and yeah, because there's like one turn that slows you down or because I don't know, you can get some other momentum from somewhere else, you can still make the 20 meter in like less time than the 10 meters. And that makes it so hard to actually design valuable shortcuts.
Yeah.
Like, that was way easier in downhill because in downhill was more or less like it takes as long as it takes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I also feel like designing shortcuts in downhill was like much simpler.
This one is also one of your trails, right?
Yeah, that's my trail. And I actually really like it.
I love that view. I think that view and these, I don't know, mini columns in the background, they look so nice.
Yeah, Noah's idea with the multicolored columns really made it shine. I think we had like a reference picture on the original concept that had something like this, and then he like made it custom for that trail and it really elevated the trail, I think. Yeah. At least from my part, I had the most fun designing the canyon trails of the original game, in comparison to the other trails that I did, and for me it shows a little bit.
What I love about the canyon trails is that they have this verticality, which the other mountains don't have. Okay, nice. Okay.
Okay, I didn't.
But that looks almost intentional.
The shortcut is intentional, but the intention is that you can just take it on the black slope.
But that's like a common pattern now that he just like skips or jumps between slopes.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, but he kind of, well, like I don't know, like downhill free rides in a way.
Yeah, and maybe we're gonna see it. I don't know if it's still fast enough for the black slope, but the checkpoint is further behind, and then you can take a jump that jumps over that barrier that was just there that he skipped through. And you can take that jump down.
That's a pretty obvious death trap that we didn't find. Well, okay.
Fun.
Yeah, maybe time to add some more rocks to the game.
I honestly just have kind of given up on that topic. Also, sometimes, like in the third Tannstein trail on Black Slope, there was this like very death drop towards the finish line that was so fun that we kind of debated if we even should take it out.
I think if they're on the finish line, they're actually not that bad. I think then that's still okay.
Yeah.
I think the section ones are kind of bothering me because I mean they still take a lot of skill to actually pull off most of the time. So speedrunning wise they are okay, but it just like disturbs this perfect flow of the trail.
Yeah, now there's the jump, and then you can jump over there.
Okay.
That's the intended way.
I mean, the main problem with the death drops is that you can't really find a good rule set that prevents it. So
Yeah.
you have to survive for at least a meter a second. Whenever do you have to think around it? So it's really hard to come up with a rule that prevents it
Yeah.
in a more systematic way.
Because even if you would say like, I don't know, a jump, then maybe you jump through it and crash behind it, but it's not because you death dropped, it's just because you, I don't know, landed sideways or something and the jump should have counted. This is one section that is insanely fast. That doesn't look like it. I feel like I always think when I start out of like, oh yeah, that's kind of nice in the ravine stuff.
I
Goes so
tried
fast.
to make it fast. I really tried to make this trail as fast as possible.
But it might be that the perspective is kind of hiding it a bit.
I think so. I think it doesn't look fast. Is he going
I
that
think the problem is also always if you have a lot of shadow, it's really hard to get a feeling for like how steep is the slope. So
yeah, I think that was one of the big things we also like talked about a lot when we started, because the path is all white and we don't have the like colored pathways like in downhill.
love this cave, by the way.
Me too.
Yeah, nice.
We like making it rainy or like cloudy had to be a lot more of a deliberate decision than it was in downhill, I think.
Okay, probably just going straight. Oh, nice. Yeah, okay, he's taking the one on the right.
Other jump. I think also that jump is more consistent than the small little path.
Nice.
At least for me, I crash a lot on that small path.
Now that's my favorite section.
It looks so nice. Oh, it's just the main path. Interesting.
Yeah, because I feel it's the same thing. I'm not sure if the shortcut, which is super nice, is actually shorter if you already have the speed.
Yeah.
Because you need to take this hard turn at the beginning and that slows you down.
I think it maybe is if you have already crashed. If you're not coming with speed from the previous section.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, where if you crash, then it's the faster one.
Yeah. And I think that also is a topic for a lot of the shortcuts in general. That's like, they are hard to take. And so if you're slower, you can take them easily and then they probably cut down on time.
Ah, okay, you started the wrong train.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I was just wondering, like, shit, where all the obstacles go. Yeah, but no, okay. Not a bug.
It's a feature. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it is.
Guessing he's jumping down straight. That was a pretty harsh transition from before.
I've never seen it because I never took the shot.
Ah, yeah, nice.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And then just
Wow, that's really nicely like off-road.
I think that's like not necessarily designed that way, but like cool that it works. Just getting insane speed down. And
Yeah. What? Oh, okay. That's nice. That's a new one as well.
yeah,
I'm close.
yeah, I was kind of close to the edge. Okay, coming close to the last section.
What's in our... Oh, 43 minutes, okay. Nice.
I think also.
Whoa.
What?
What? Okay.
Okay. I've never seen it.
Me neither. He's just doing an incredible job.
Nice. Okay.
Oh my god.
43 minutes, 26 seconds. 31. I would say congratulations on the world record.
Yeah.
Definitely earned. Holy shit.
Thank you for watching, and if you want to play the game after you've not seen it, it's on Steam and on Xbox Game Pass, so Xbox PC and Xbox console.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
And Neon, thanks for playing.